Hold on, Gabe. Yo, how's your Heat doing, dog? We haven't spoke about this in a little bit.
Man, listen, man. I'm glad you brought it up because I have the standings right here.
Standings. He got it up already.
Because I'm worried. Honestly, I'm worried. As a Heat fan, I'm worried because, at the beginning of the year, like I said, we've been talking about the Heat. They haven't been able to play together for like a few months. It would be like Butler was out. Butler had COVID-19. Goran was out. He was injured. So we never had a consistent lineup. So it just happened a couple weeks ago. They started getting more consistent where they had a full strength team. But they haven't been able to play wins. Like if I pull up the standings right now, they're right now they're in 11th place, 11th, or I'm sorry, 10th, and they're not beating good teams. They're 1-10 against teams above 500, 10-6 against teams
they're
below.
5-5 in their last 10 games right now, so pretty much even. They didn't really move up or down.
So not only did you get a late start, a late jump, and they were like almost 500. Their record was the Heat's record was almost 500. You get a late start to getting a full squad, and now you have a full squad, and you can't beat good teams. So, the rhetoric, all the Heat haters, what the rhetoric I'm hearing here on Heat Island is, last year was a mistake. They were shooting good just because the bubble. The bubble protected them. The bubble made them perform better. They can't perform. Yada 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 yada.
I don't think the bubble makes any difference personally.
I mean, it depends, right? So it could have obviously benefited some teams from it. It is a dramatic, drastic change, and then it could hurt a lot of other teams that you would expect to perform well. But we all know, we already discussed this in the bubble. Yeah. You know what I mean? The team's routines change. Their diets change.
But that's everybody though.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody played in the same building, so
and then you either benefit from it or you don't. You know what I mean? So I guess the Heat is definitely one of the teams that kind of benefit from it, and their chemistry was on point. Going to the bubble last season.
It can't get more neutral than playing in a city you're not in with no fans. Like that's neutral for everybody. That's equal. That's the most equal. You know what I mean? I guess playing field for everybody. Yeah. So
I mean, they're actually not behind that much, right? So they're
11 and 16.
Bro, they're only like 3 or 4 games back.
Yeah. The Hornets are 13-5.
But that's not acceptable, though. I mean, you're coming off the reigning Eastern Conference champion, and you should not be 11. You should not be 11 and 16. Like that's just.
And here's the thing. So okay, I'm worried about them getting to the fucking playoffs, just making the 18. But mind you, if you get to the 18, guess who you're playing in the first fucking round? Yeah. You're gonna play
either
a top
the
team.
Sixers or the Nets or the Bucks.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the Nets. The Nets or the Bucks. I think the Sixers are gonna drop. But we'll see.
I think the Sixers will too. They always drop. Gabe, something's on with your camera.
My camera?
All right, you're back. All right.
It was like green.
Yeah, it was like green for a second.
Oh, my shit didn't change. But so yeah, you're gonna play a top team. So even if you can barely make it into the playoffs to an 8 seed, you're gonna play one of the 3 best teams in the fucking East Conference. So like I'm worried, man. Like not to say that all is lost. It's just like you gotta at some point you gotta win. You gotta be good teams. Yeah. There was a thing last year. I remember when they went like 10-31 the first half of the season, then they went 31-10 the last half. It's like you can't lose. They would lose to like stupid teams like the Orlando Magic. They would go to Magic and lose stupid games.
Wouldn't you rather have them start off slow and then kind of build up right before the playoffs? Because again, you have teams that start off strong and then they slowly tank towards the end of the season for whatever reasons.
Yeah, but this is still not a full season, so like. You're playing shorter games, just like last year. I think last year they played 60. This year they're playing like 70-something, 72 or something.
I think they're only missing 10 games.
Right? Like even though they made it to the Eastern Conference,
it's 82 games, right?
Last year they weren't like a top 5 team in the league, though. In the playoffs they fought their way there. You know what I mean? They even got through the Bucks. So
they were a good team, though. They were good going in the regular season, though, because I remember specifically, I think midseason they put up one hell of a fight against the Lakers and just barely lost. They put up good games against some really hard competition in the before they had to shut the season short and the lockdowns and everything. They were playing pretty well.
So. I worry about just getting to the playoffs because, like, I don't care about the regular season pretty much. Like I said, until it gets around that time, it was like near the second half of the season, usually after the All-Star break. When you get in the playoffs, everybody's 0-0. We saw last year, they swept the Pacers. Gentlemen sweep Milwaukee. You go 6 games with the Celtics. You play the Lakers and beat them in 2 games.
Well, they got 2 wins. Yeah.
So, and now you come off a short break. You're in a short break because you were in the playoffs and they're trying to start the regular season on a regular time. You have a shorter break, and once you start, injuries, COVID-19. You mean? So it's been all in shambles since then. So I'm worried. I'm not. They're getting to a point where it's like, yo, y'all gotta start being 1-10 is not. That's not championship. Basketball. You know what I mean? Instead of talking about making it back to the finals, I'm talking about, are you gonna make it to that fucking 7-8 seed? You know what I mean? Are you gonna make it to 7-8?
Yeah, they're not making it back to the finals. There's no way.
The East got better. The Knicks are better this year. The second tier teams. The Knicks got better this year. Toronto's still around, so.
The Knicks, JoJo, your Knicks, man, 14-15.
Not my Knicks, the Knicks. Yo, I'm impressed actually. 14. It's funny though. Every New York fan right now, I swear to God, they are too scared to celebrate right now because they know like they've been let down
so much.
Season. You can't even get your hopes up because then your dreams just break. So they're chilling right now. They're like, all right, they're kind of not paying attention. Like, all right, yo, we know what the 5th seed, the 6th seed. So,
6th seed.
They're just trying to enjoy this, this little
the Hornets are 13-15
victory.